Do you have a Disney World bucket list with sights, rides, and maybe restaurants that you want to be sure to experience one day? On my birthday girls trip to Disney World, I saw 3 of the 4 theme parks, but the real fun was crossing 3 such locations off my Disney bucket list. Le Cellier is a steakhouse in the Canada Pavilion in Epcot. But as a pescatarian with gluten and dairy sensitivities, I didn't know if this stop would be worth it. I should not have doubted. They had a full allergy menu with plenty of options, and I was able to ask if things off menu could be adapted for me, like the vegan poutine. But the true treat is complimentary gluten-free bread service before our poutine appetizers.
Can I order extras of the rolls?
Is it good?
When I was little, we used to go to these local steakhouses that were, ooh, I'm dripping butter. But they had these giant yeast rolls that they would serve with like honey butter. And I loved them so much. And I could eat like 12 of them. Yep. And that's what this is, but in like a gluten-free version, which totally makes me reminiscent and like nostalgic. Even if it's not exactly, it definitely evokes those rolls.
Safe for our gluten allergy there. Do you mind if I top it off with our red wine reduction?
Not at all, thank you.
There you go, friends. Enjoy today.
Thank you.
The poutine is more like a shoestring potato than I expected. I thought it was going to be a thicker, like, not quite a full, like, what am I thinking? Like a wedge fry, yeah. Steak fries, that's what I'm thinking. But they're not, they're skinny. But they put the vegan gravy on top to help the vegan shreds melt. And then there's also vegan cheese curds at the bottom. And it's kind of a mushroom forward flavor. I really like it, but I really like mushrooms. And garlicky.
Very good.
Yeah?
Less mushroom forward. Oh, we've got some garlic going on.
Because that's the red wine.
This is the red wine reduction, and we have some dairy, cheese curds, and some cheese on top. It is very, very good. Take a look at it.
So good. Yeah, that pullage is beautiful.
Courtney, my celiac friend who does eat meat and dairy, got the pork chop with polenta.
And this is the halibut. Now, all the fixings underneath it usually have dairy, and so we did the potatoes instead, but this has this onion and black sea salt char on the halibut. Wow.
It's a much bigger piece of fish than I expected. It's not a cheap entree, so I'm appreciative of the size. Hot. The char on top is good. You can taste the salt come through on it. Everyone knows I love salt. I don't know that I need more potatoes after having a giant dish of poutine, but these are little fingerling potatoes. They're very hot as well, but really lovely. I think they'll pair well with the fish to make a little complimentary bite.
The Canadian hospitality was warm, and the dark, cozy atmosphere made this meal a little break from the busyness of the park.
Oh, Canada!
Canada, full stomach.
I'm so full. I don't know if it's because I was so hungry before that now I'm like overly full. Maybe I overindulged, or maybe it's just that potatoes are really filling. And I had 2 kinds of potatoes, but they were delicious.
Yes.
How about yours?
Mine was absolutely wonderful. I could not finish it. I ate as much as I could without feeling sick. It was so good.
Yeah, that was trying to walk the line of like, don't make yourself feel sick. And we now don't have any room left for festival food, so we're gonna have to walk it off.
Yep.
Do a little shopping. In the end of the day, I was so excited, and for the longest time have wanted to go there. I wanted to get poutine, and I always assumed at steakhouses as a pescatarian that I would be eating a piece of salmon. And I thought this place has to have salmon, and it has to have probably really well prepared salmon. So I was surprised that salmon was not on the menu. We overheard, someone did ask about the kid menu, and the kids menu does have a piece of grilled salmon. So my kids would like it here. But they did the halibut for me in a preparation that was gluten and dairy free by changing the sides that came with it. My only thought was the price point. I knew it was a little bit on the pricier side, It was really delicious. I think it's good for what it is. It's a tiny, tiny bit steep. That's okay. I normally would expect that to be the total if we had drinks, but we didn't have drinks. It was a lunch meal. Maybe dinner portions are the same size, and so maybe that's part of why it's a little pricier, maybe. But still good, still would do it again. Totally appropriate for a birthday treat. Come to Le Cellier.
But as we soaked in every last minute of our Epcot day, all the way up until fireworks, we wanted to keep the party going. So we exited the park out the back at International Gateway, which led us to the Boardwalk, and my first ever experience at the dueling piano bar, Jellyrolls. It was particularly crowded on a Saturday, but it was so fun to sing Disney songs, show tunes, boy band hits, rock and roll classics, and anything else you can think of at the top of your lungs with a bunch of strangers. We are definitely coming back to this place.
Courtney says these chairs are dangerous because they're pretty deep, and once you get in them, you may never get out. But I might be okay with that. We did not ride Jungle Cruise because the line suddenly went from 30 minutes to just way out the queue, and they said it was probably more like an hour plus. So we rode around on the Liberty Bell, and now we're waiting for our seat because we could still get our jungle on with lunch.
Skipper Canteen's theming is based on the classic ride Jungle Cruise, and it's filled with artifacts from various jungle adventures. There are cheeky puns everywhere you look, from the decor to the menus, just as you'd expect from a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Get it, Alberta. Get it. You did it. They changed the form. Also. Is that Joe Rody?
This is another great location for gluten-free eating with a full allergy menu, and our server made sure to accommodate any necessary modifications for my dairy sensitivity.
So we placed our orders, and I got an iced tea because I need a little bit of caffeine. And yes, I put some sugar in it, but I got a really tall spoon so I can stir it on up. And our appetizer's here already. We got the falafel that comes with an edamame hummus. Now, since I don't eat a lot of soy, we asked them to put the hummus separately on the side so that I could focus on the falafel. Looks like actually beautifully arranged. Those radishes are so pretty. And the pepitas, I'm excited. Here's the falafel, all fried in a dedicated fryer. That was fluffy. It's almost like a hush puppy outside, but the flavor inside has that falafel flavor. I just made falafels last week at home. They were not this good. They have an allergen menu where everything on the menu except like one thing is gluten-free. It's wild. I definitely have more restrictions than Courtney. No gluten, no dairy, and I also, like I said, avoid soy. So if there's a little bit of like soy lecithin or it's cooked in soybean oil, I'm okay. But if I eat an Impossible Burger, I get really sick. So a number of the vegetarian meals here, the option was with tofu on it. So I got the curry, but I asked them to leave the tofu off. I did consider getting the rice bowl, and they offered to put tofu on it if I didn't want the shrimp, and I was like, no tofu either. So we were gonna maybe load it up with veggies, but we're gonna keep it easy, go with the curry. and save that for next time. I usually prefer fish, as we're pescatarians. I usually prefer fish as my protein, but the fish meal here has milk in the broth that it comes served on, and so to remove that would like quintessentially change the dish. It would be a major difference and not really the dish they crafted. So I went ahead and went with the curry.
That is a big plate. I'm not gonna be hungry after this.
Look at that beautiful chicken. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. She's gone now.
You had a visitor peeking in the window?
I did, yeah. Somebody joined me for lunch.
So my gluten and dairy-free curry without the tofu is listed in the menu as having gluten, but all they do is leave the bread off, and then it's gluten-free. So let's give it a try. It's a red curry. It has a good sweetness and not very much heat. It's like a little coconutty, sweet red curry. If you're here for the heat, okay, there's a little pepperiness on the end. But I do find that in general, when Disney makes international foods, they make them in a fairly approachable way, not too spicy. They don't want to scare you off. It's like good for the general public, catering to the masses. And this is one where you could try curry, even if you've never had it before. It's a pretty approachable version of curry. How's the chicken?
It is very good. I still want to go back for the appetizer. However, this is very good. This is our chicken. Very good. There's a little bit more heat to this.
Yeah?
Yeah. We have a little bit more heat, but it tastes like fried chicken.
I mean, anytime you can get gluten-free fried chicken
Yeah.
is a good day.
Holy moly! So this is mango puree and some fried jalapeno that is spicy, so be careful. And I think this is fried lime peel, maybe? They said the cookie crumble on top is gluten-free and the panna cotta is down in the dish. So I'm gonna actually scoop it so you can see.
Oh.
There it is. That's the panna cotta. And that's the mango sorbet that comes on the side.
Okay.
It's really creamy. So at first I wasn't excited because as a dairy-free person, you get mango sorbet so much. For some reason, mango and raspberry seem to be the two flavors that can make sorbet. And so you get so much mango and raspberry sorbet. But the panna cotta is super duper creamy. I know some people aren't into a panna cotta consistency because it's almost really thick like a Greek yogurt or a flan. But this is really good. Super smooth. I did not ask about soy in this one, and we ordered it without looking at the menu. So there's a good chance if you have a soy issue, double check. I got some of that jalapeno. It's a test. You gonna try a piece too?
Ready?
The jalapeno flavor comes through. I'm not finding much heat. She said it could be spicy, but I didn't get any spice off of it, but I did get the jalapeno flavor. It was de-seeded, but it's interesting that jalapeno works with a dessert, but it does, it works.
With the creaminess.
With the creaminess, it works. That's pretty cool.
I wouldn't say that the candied limes are particularly edible. Mine's hanging around in here, but it was good at the first bite. Everything else is excellent. We're gonna clear this out.
You got the flavor, but it wasn't like, you couldn't chew it?
No.
Oh no.
I'm just hanging out in there.
That guy right there, don't eat him.
Candied? I don't know.
Look at this, when you split a dessert with a friend, but you don't want to eat off the same piece as each other, you get this perfect split down the middle of your bowl.
It's beautiful.
Yay, friends. Happy birthday, dessert. Happy birthday, dessert. And many more. If you know anything about the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, this is a great place to dig up clues about those fun characters. That was so good, but also I'm not really full. I thought I was gonna feel like, oh, like I can't believe I'm about to go right on Tron after a really full sit-down meal, but I feel good. Sometimes whenever you're in theme parks, you just need a bunch of veggies, and that was the perfect meal for that. But I just want to give a huge shout out and high five to Danny, our server, who was super helpful and very, very gracious about our dietary restrictions. She has a daughter who is dairy free, and she was able to say, oh, we really love this thing and this dessert is great and we can make that work for you. And she was just super helpful. So thank you, Danny.
I was able to ride on Tron without any concerns about an overly full tummy, and crossing this trifecta of locations off my Disney bucket list made for a pretty magical birthday indeed. Thanks for coming along, travelers. We're about to go to Disney with the whole family, so stick around.